I'm Dylan, and welcome to Twisted Wrench Garage. What's up, guys, and thanks for joining me on another episode of Twisted Wrench Garage. I've been doing this for a full year now, February 1st. That's awesome. I'm glad I was able to keep up and keep videos coming to you guys so you guys can follow along and hang out with me while I'm working in the shop or working in the garage. This week, we're actually going to take a look at the fusible links on Ramona here. So when I got my truck, here's a little backstory. When I got my truck, I paid $750 for it and got it out of a field that had been sitting for 20 years. So when I first got into it, I went to go look at the wiring under the hood, and the fusible link on it was actually missing. The mice had actually chewed it all gone and apparently had themselves a meal. So what I did, and please don't do what I do, this was just back then whenever I was getting this truck going, I just took and I put all those wires that are supposed to be fused, and I just soldered them all together so I could make sure that this engine was going to run, because I didn't know for sure if this thing was actually going to run and drive or not. So after that was done, I went ahead and was able to get it fired up, as you guys obviously can tell. But I told myself eventually I'm gonna get in here, I'm gonna get to that fusible link area, and I'm gonna get it replaced with what it needs to be. You got your alternator, which needs to have like a 150 to 175 amp fuse. Then you've got like horns and lights and all the other stuff. Those are gonna have like 40s and 30s and those kind of things on them. I bought a fuse panel, just a positive only fuse panel from a company called Spectro Wire and Cable out of Moore, Oklahoma. Thanks to a friend of mine, he gave me a booklet for their company, and I saw a lot of stuff that they had that I really liked, so I went ahead and took a trip out there yesterday and picked up what I needed. I went ahead and I picked up, like I said, this positive only fuse panel. It's going to have 5 connections going to it, or 4 connections going to it, and then I also picked up an AMG style fuse holder and a 150 amp fuse, which I'm going to put on the alternator charging wire. I also picked up some 10 gauge red wire. I mean, they're really affordable, guys. I picked up all that stuff, including all these connectors, and they also gave me this to go over this for protection. And then $40, not bad. I would have liked to have had, been able to grab one of those Blue Seas fuse panels that they have for marine purposes. They have them on like Amazon for like $120 or something. I didn't really want to spend that amount on this this job. It's a little pricey for me, in my opinion, but if you'd like to do that, there's always an option. I see a lot of guys in the Dodge forums that actually have done it with that, and they've done it with all kinds of different options. So there's definitely a million ways to skin a cat, as they say. But we're gonna do it our way. I'll kind of go through this with you guys and show you what I'm doing. Today's nice and rainy outside, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this garage door closed back down. I got the heater running. We're gonna get warmed back up in here, and we're gonna get to work. All right, as you guys can see, I went ahead and disconnected my battery from both terminals. I took some time and threw some heat shrink wrap over my cables here, just to make it look a little better. The area in question that I'm talking about is going to be in this driver fender area. There's going to be, generally there's supposed to be a cable coming out. It goes into a big triangle piece that then has like 4 or 5 wires coming off it. I can't remember. I've got a diagram. I'll post it up right now for you guys so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And I've got a diagram which I can also post a picture of, and it'll tell you everything that all these wires go to and the colors, etc. Thanks to the members of the Dodge groups on Facebook for actually posting those kind of things. I'm able to take advantage of those kind of things, and it really is helpful. So I do appreciate all the posts and all the Dodge groups that I'm in when it comes to wiring diagrams, cluster diagrams. Like, I've got all kinds of stuff that I've saved from those groups. So if you're not a part of those groups, guys, definitely hit up those groups, be a part of those groups, and you end up with a lot of benefits when it comes to, you know, getting things from them to help benefit your build when the time comes. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, since I got the battery disconnected, I'm going to go ahead and pull all this tape off. This is all me, I did that. I'm going to start getting this all separated, and we will get to fixing this all back up. Alright guys, as you can see, I went ahead and took all that apart. It wasn't pretty, guys, I know. These are all the wires that came out of the duck foot. This is the end of the duck foot that they chewed off originally. So we got to get all these back together with their fuses, and with the charge wire is going to be that pink one, I think, 10 amp. Or 10 gauge. One of these 10 gauges is going to be the alternator. And I'll go ahead, like I said, I'll go ahead and throw up the diagram that I have, and that'll help me identify all these so I can put them in their designated spots. Now, on the diagram, you guys are going to see some of the fuses. They're like, one's a 60 amp. One, I don't have that one, so I'm going to have to order it later. And I'm just going to use what I have for now, which is some 40s and 30s. I also need to find out how I'm going to mount all of this stuff over here. I was thinking about mounting it underneath this hinge over here, and then having the AMG plug or AMG fuse holder here. But I know I've got this that goes here and this that goes here, so we'll have to kind of see how that goes. So, and I'm kind of gonna show you guys what the original fix looked like. And I know it's not pretty, guys, but is it a bad idea if it works? I mean, I drove this truck for over a year and a half or so. Okay, yeah, it is a bad idea, guys. Don't do this, okay? Don't do this. You really need these things to be fused. If this was to ground out at anywhere in this area, they would have fried everything. Everything would have been done. So this is why I'm also taking care of this. I know that I wasn't supposed to do this, and like I said, don't do this. But I know I wasn't supposed to do this, but like I said, I was just trying to get it running to see if I could make sure that this engine was good. So now that I put it off for over a year and a half, 2 years, let's go ahead and get it taken care of so we don't burn this beautiful project to the ground. Alright guys, I went ahead and took care of a few things. What I went ahead and did is as you saw, I went ahead and took all that stuff apart down in there. Went ahead and wrapped up all of the stuff that I'm not using to get back in its loom, so I know kind of where that's all going to sit. I went ahead and got those set aside. Went ahead and mounted my little fuse panel block here. Drilled 2 holes here and mounted it there. Mounted our 150 amp fuse right here, and that'll really end up getting hid by our wire loom here, and it'll actually have those little protector covers over it as well, so that won't ground out for any reason. And then all we got to do is connect our 4 wires to our fuse panel relay, and we'll be ready to go. I know that diagram that I showed you guys doesn't have the colors as to what each one of these colors goes to, so I'll try to find a link and get you guys what each one of these does, or kind of tell you as we're going. I got to look it up. For some reason I can't find my Chilton manual. I think I left it up at the shop when I was working on Ben's project Big Blue. So let me get you guys set in a spot over here, and we'll get to getting all this connected together. I'm gonna have to make a little wire to go in between here, from here to here, so I get power to our fuse panel here. So let's get to work. All right, you guys got a decent view. I went ahead and kind of like set all the connectors and all that kind of stuff, how I'm gonna run them. That kind of give me a better idea of how all this stuff's gonna run. So right now I'm gonna pull off this side, set that to the side, because I'm gonna need to strip back this 10 gauge wire. This is what's going to our alternator. This is the one I definitely know what it is. So that needs to be hooked up here. This is coming from our battery. It'll actually come in, loop around, and it actually comes to the battery itself. And then it goes from there. We're gonna have to add another connector to there to go to the other side of that AMG style fuse, and then we'll be able to make that other little adapter to go in, or a little strip of wire to go in between there, so we get our power. So let's get this stripped up here. See if I got pliers ready here. I don't know if I'll be able to use this one. Might have to just use some side cutters. It's a pretty big wire. So I need it to be back day far. Definitely helps when you have the right tool for the job. So you guys will have to let me know what you guys think of my fix for this. I know a lot of the Dodge truck guys have already done this to their trucks. Get that out of my mouth so you guys can hear what I'm saying. Probably be better if I had a razor blade, but this will work. But yeah, you guys will have to tell me how you guys dealt with yours. This is just the way I'm doing mine. Like I said, there's many ways to skin a cat. I'm gonna get some heat shrink wrap to put over that. Make sure our end's gonna go in there. I bought 10 gauge for this, so I might need to open that up a little bit. So I'm gonna open up this a little bit, and that way I can get that on the wire. I don't know if that works, but we'll try. Big thick wire to get on this. Might have to cut a couple strings off. Oh, you know, it's been a minute since I put a video out for you guys. I do apologize for that. With all the weather and kids being out of school because of the no weather, I was here at the house kind of doing this stuff, kind of planning out what I'm going to be putting out for you guys. Come on now, this thing is not wanting to go on there. Might need to cut it back some more and redo it. Let me see. What am I doing with my cutters? This one in. Well, what do I do with them? Right here. Try again. my heat shrink. Probably could go a little bit bigger. I'm probably going to cut this one in half. It's a little too long. I don't really need it to be that long. So yeah, we'll cut that in half and we'll be able to use it on the other side. There we go. You set that, or slip that over that first. And try to get our connector on here. Again. Kind of have to twist it on there. Actually, I'm going to see if I have maybe a bigger one. Let me see. Alright, I don't. So we're just going to have to use what we got. So, don't really like the fact that this is a little too small, but I think we'll be okay. It's like 3 strands that weren't able to make it in there. I'm just gonna take them off and pretend that they weren't, I'm just gonna pretend that they're in there, you know? We pretend that they're in there, you know, and just gets it done. What we don't know won't hurt us. We can pretend. Let's see. Let's see if my pliers here are gonna work on this big boy here. Ooh, calm down now. I may even throw some solder in this to make sure it's a good connection. Man, that hurts my hand. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and throw some solder in that. I got a good connection. I'm gonna call it good. Let me plug my heat gun back in. Maybe I can heat shrink this. Alright, that's one side done. Go ahead and unplug that so that cable's out of position. Okay, so then that's gonna curve around. It's gonna go right there. And we need our. Whoa, hold on. Calm down now. I need my protector. So I'm going to take this, slip this over this. That way I can put that on now. And then I can put that protector over it, and it won't ground out. Alright, let me give that a snug. I believe it's a half. No, bigger. That's not a half. That wasn't a half in my hand. Okay, it's not a half. Okay, 9/16. I was way off. Give that snug. Then we can take our protector, slide it over it like that. I could have slipped a piece of, and I may actually, I could put a piece of heat shrink over this to protect it so no water gets down in there and builds up corrosion, or I could tape it. We'll figure that out. Let me get this other side apart. That way we can get this side done. All right. Then we need to get our other side, get that stripped. That has a little corrosion on it. So I may need to take that back some more. So yeah, I think we're going to take it back a little more. Try to get myself some clean wire. We don't want any of that corrosion. That'll lower our wire's resistance and won't transfer as much energy. So now let's try to strip that one back. It looks pretty clean from there. This other side. There we go. All right. We got our other connector here. At least I'm knocking out these hard ones first. Those other ones are going to be easy. I'm going to see if I can get that opened up some more. This is just being a pain. Here we go. I just split it because these aren't split for some reason, like the normal ones that I'm used to. So yeah, see, that let me put it all the way on. Now let's just hope I can get this clamped on it. So let's close the outsides first, and then we'll try to do our crimp. That's working way better. Get a good angle on these things. It's a pain in the butt. There we go. Oh, you know what I forgot? Bet you guys were yelling at me, telling me what I forgot when I was crimping that down. Getting a super awesome connection. Let's see if I can get my... Oh, crap. That's what I was afraid of. Dang it, can't get my heat shrink on. Let me grab a different one. This one's probably going to be too big, but it'll be alright. It is my fault. Put that back in. We've got a heat shrink for that. Heat shrink is so convenient. Oh yeah, this is gonna work fine. It seemed like it was gonna be a little big, but it'll work just fine. Alright, so there's that. And then I can attach that to this other side after I put my protector on. There we go. Then I still need to make one to go on this to go from here to there. So let me grab a short little piece of wire and I'll get that set up. Then we just need to get all these other wires hooked up to our fuse panel. So set that aside. These other ones, these are heat shrinkable, so those are going to be nice and convenient too. Yeah, it's coming out great. I'm really liking the way it's coming out. It's going to look good in here, nice and clean. Everything's going to be protected with fuses and such. So let me go ahead and get that taken care of. Alright, as you guys can tell, I took some time and I got the wire going from the fuse box to our junction here for our alternator wire. Got our 150 amp AMG fuse in line. That's running all through there. So the only thing we have to do is to hook up the wires going to our fuse box, which are going to be these four over here. You got a pink one, a red and white, a pink and black, and then what looks to be a solid red. So let me get you guys in a spot and we'll get a time lapse going. We'll get this all put together.
Perfect. Perfect.
Alright guys, as you guys saw, we got all that hooked up. The only thing left to do now is just to test everything out. So let's get you guys in a position here. I'll get you guys set up over here so you guys can see all the lights and stuff, make sure all that's working for me. So let's get you guys hooked up here. So there's that. Get you guys set up. Let me know if everything's working here. We got running lights, headlights. I did get my bright switch working, but I gotta stomp mine pretty hard. So there's brights. And we got left turn signal. Oh, gotta turn the key on. Alright, left turn signal, right turn signal. We got both our brake lights. Got my interior lights, my radio's working. Get you guys. Got all that. You guys can see the running lights are working. We got interior lights. All the interior lights are working for signals. Radio's working. There we go. Heater vent, or the heater blower motor is working. Windshield wipers are working. All right, everything seems to be working. Last thing to do is just make sure she fires up. So. She fires up. All right, that's awesome. Turn those off, get everything turned off. All right, keys out. All right, so give you guys another look at how we got all that hooked up. So we've got our main harness coming in. It has our alternator wire, which goes straight to our alternator, going to the outside of our new AMG style flat fuse. I'm not quite sure why they're AMG. Maybe my truck's got some Mercedes in it now. Who knows? But we got the covers on there. We got our battery wire coming from our battery right here, going to the input side. We went ahead and got a jumper wire going from our outside off of our AMG style fuse to our new fuse panel that is going to give our power to all of our other accessories: horn, ignition, wipers, turn signals, all that kind of stuff. All that is hooked up here. I've got all the 40 amps on the thicker wires, which I believe these are 14 gauge. This one here is a 16. That's why that one got the 30. And we also have 2 extra slots for anything that I want to add in the future if I wanted to have full-time power. Or if I say if I wanted to add like an electric fan, I could run the power off of this to our electric fan, to a relay, etc., and use this to our advantage. So that is a nice little bonus there. But again, I do like the way it came out. I think it's going to work awesome. Everything's working great. Everything's protected. Like I said, don't do what I did before, where I soldered all that together. That was just for testing purposes, just to make sure I can make sure that engine was good, and we did. So after about a year and a half to 2 years of putting it off, we finally got that taken care of. So I do appreciate you guys tuning into the episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We should see you guys on the next video. See you guys later.